Hey everyone, how you doing? Today's video, we are going to be testing out a bunch of new drugstore makeup. I do feel like 2021 is the year of drugstore products and drugstore dupes. So I went out to Ulta and to Ralph's, which is my nearest grocery store, and even Rite Aid to grab some drugstore makeup. We got a bunch of new stuff, so I'm really excited to test them out. I also asked you guys on Instagram and Twitter what your favorite drugstore products are, and I picked up some of your recommendations as well. Let me know what you think about drugstore. If you want me to do more drugstore reviews like this, I totally can. I also am kind of in the midst of transitioning my background from Halloween to Christmas, and I only have one little Christmas item, which is a big deal for me, okay? Because usually my house is very much so Christmas by now, but I'm trying to redo the whole Christmas theme that I got going on, and I think I want to buy all new decor. So it's gonna take me a minute to build up enough stuff for the house, but I don't know. I know some people feel so violent about like starting Christmas before Thanksgiving, but I am definitely a Christmas before Thanksgiving. Okay, I don't care. So without any further ado, let me zoom you guys on in and let's get started on this new video. So the first thing I'm gonna do is actually apply these Pacifica Ceramide Hydration under eye patches. These aren't necessarily like you can go to CVS and get them, but they are drugstore Ulta. So I figured I could include this since they are very affordable and in the drugstore section in Ulta. I feel like a lot of places have an Ulta now. And these are biodegradable, which I love too. Okay, so I'm just gonna apply. I'm gonna try to include more affordable skincare options as well. So that's why I wanted to add this in for y'all. It's really good and it's great for sensitive skin too, which a girl has big time. The first drugstore product we're gonna be using is the CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow 24-Hour Ink Brow Pen. Let me zoom you guys on in even more. And let's start messing around with this puppy. I like the spoolie too. It's a little bit different. It's kind of like silicone bristles rather than just a regular, you know, bristle eyebrow thingy-majiggy or spoolie, duh. I kind of like that it's different though. We'll see how it works out. The beginning part of my left brow is definitely a bit more sparse. Oh, a bit more sparse. Wow, look at those lines. I'm definitely a bit more sparse in this area. This is working really freaking nice, y'all. And you guys know I'm more of a fan of the textured brow look. So I don't necessarily go for the most, you know, tamed looking brow, but I kind of embrace my curly brows. So I really do like some texture on my brows. So this does really look nice. Ooh, these are falling down. Let's go ahead and do the other brow as well. This brow is my better brow. This is the Harvard graduate brow. This is Miss America brow. This is 8-figure brow. Like, I gotta say, this is applying like beautifully. And I'm able to make fine strokes, which is a big deal for me because I obviously want to be able to do that. And I love that I'm able to do that with this. Because sometimes I've used certain brow pens in the past where they've been too thick or too chunky of a felt tip. So, you know, it's really nice that I'm able to get in and make more precise brow hair strokes. And if you wanted to fill in some areas of your brow that are a bit more sparse, you can always use it on its side angle and do that. I really love the way these brows look. And then I think I'm gonna go over it with just some brow gel, some clear brow gel. So I'm going in with the brow glue, duh, from NYX. And this is one of my favorites. I will say, like, for those of you who have, let's just say you are blessed and you have beautiful bushy brows. I hate you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm happy for you. But I will say, if your brows are on the thick side, you might not like this product. And the reason being is because sometimes the product, when you distribute it on the brow, it can get a little bit goopy. So I'm gonna show you one of my favorite kind of techniques for when using this brow product, because it is an incredible brow product. It just sometimes can be a little bit tricky to distribute. I don't know if you guys just saw there, but there was a lot that came off. I am just gonna take a spoolie of choice. Oh my God, my hair is like in my face everywhere right now. And I'm just going to comb it down and make it extra flat to give it that laminated brow look. And that way too, the product doesn't just like sit in the brows and make it like super clumpy in one spot. So if you guys actually have used the NYX brow glue and have had a little bit of problems with it, then I suggest trying this method, because it's definitely helped me, and my brows aren't even that thick. So for anybody that has thicker brows than me, definitely try this method. Wow, okay, I love the way my brows look. That CoverGirl brow pen is so good. I definitely rate this a 9 out of 10, for sure. Really, really good. All right, let's move on. I'm gonna take these off now. Ooh, she looks hydrated. She looks glowing. For primer, I like to let my primer sit before I actually apply foundation, because we're probably gonna go in with eyes next. So I'm gonna try out this NYX Marshmallow Primer. A lot of you guys were recommending this to me, and apparently it's kind of like a skincare based primer. That's at least what it's saying. So let's pump this bad boy out. Oh, okay, it looks like this. It kind of comes out marshmallowy, actually. It's got a very sweet, sweet, sweet smell to it, just so you guys know. Fragrance doesn't really like scare me or bother me at all. I know it does for some people, so it's definitely scented. For our eyes, now I normally don't use eye primer, but I was actually shocked by how many people mentioned the Putty Eye Primer from e.l.f. I didn't even know about this. I swear it's so hard to keep up with all the makeup drops these days, but I am excited to go in and try this, because I have used their other putty primers before and I do like them. This is what it looks like, and I'm just gonna go in with my finger and start applying it. It does have a little bit of a color to it, which I like, because my eyes can sometimes get a little bit veiny. They can get a little bit dark blue. And this also said that it's got like 12 hours of like non-creasing for your shadow. So that's kind of cool. It is a little bit difficult to layer on, but we will see what happens. Doing the same thing over here to this eye. It doesn't feel like it wants to layer on as easy as like a concealer would, but I'm not gonna judge it just yet. Let's see how the shadows look on top of it. I'm gonna take my sponge and just blend it out even more. For eyeshadow, I'm so excited. We're gonna be testing out the Meg Thee Stallion X Revlon palette. It's called Big Bad Palette. It looks really, really nice, just looking at it right off the bat. And I think the only thing I would say is like it's definitely missing a little bit of transition shades. I personally like a palette that has a lot of transition shades to offer, but it does look like there are two, so we will work with what we can. And I'm gonna go in first with this peachy shade, and we're gonna apply that just as a little bit of a transition shade. I think it's really cool that Meg actually collabed with Revlon, because, ooh, okay, primer, I see you. But as I was saying, I think it's really cool that Meg collabed with Revlon, because I know she does a lot of her own makeup. And I think that's really, 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 really cool, because you don't really see that very often. I feel like in the music industry, and even just from celeb culture in general, I feel like the only people that you ever really hear of doing their own makeup is like sometimes Kylie or Kim, whatever. But even then, they're always getting their makeups done professionally. So I think it is really cool that Meg does her own makeup and has done makeup tutorials and things like that. I am a huge Meg Thee Stallion fan. I think she is freaking awesome. She is one of my faves, and I love her vibe. All right, so the next color we're gonna go in with is this deep maroon color, and I'm gonna go directly in the crease. This is kind of just like in the socket of the eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a second layer of this deeper maroon color, and again, applying it right directly in the socket. And then I'm using an additional brush with no product on it, just to blend out this darker shade a little bit more up into the crease. But so far, this eye primer is working really nicely. And this brush I'm going in with is a Sigma Soft Blend 10 brush. I never really know if people care enough anymore about brushes, like if I should mention brushes or not. I never really know. Let me know in the comments, like if you guys actually like it or not. Okay, this is coming out really nice, but I do feel like I need to build it up just a little bit more, but so far I'm really liking it. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on this eye. I think I've told you guys this already, but I'm just so excited for the holidays. It's like all I think about these days, but Riley's family is coming down to my house for Christmas, so I'm really, really excited about that and like having a reason to put up lights around the house and like decorate. I mean, I always decorate, but like having a reason to decorate and doing stuff like that, I think is really cool. And I've never really had a Christmas at my house before. No, scratch that. I've never had a Christmas at my house. So it'll be fun to wake up in my house on Christmas morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really, really, really excited about that. I do feel like this primer is working really nicely at holding the shadow. It's almost working like too nicely. I'm like, hello, I need to blend more. But yeah, this primer is really nice. It's a lot nicer than it felt when I was applying it. Now I'm gonna go in with this gold shade. Look at this, you guys, when I put it on my finger. It's like angels. I'm gonna apply it with my finger as well. I might go in with a brush to just kind of clean up some of the edges. Wow, this is a really, really nice color. Damn. This is a ColourPop E4. And I do have a discount code with ColourPop. It's NICOL at the checkout. I do make a slight commission, so thank you in advance for using my code. Wow, I love this gold. Okay, Meg Thee Stallion and Revlon. Drugstore makeup has really stepped it up this year. I actually get like hella excited even shopping for drugstore makeup because I know there's been so many good products that have come out lately. Wow! I love the way this looks. So I'm gonna take a brush with no additional product on it again, and I'm just gonna slightly blend everything together that is in my crease. That way it just looks a little bit more smooth and blends everything nice together. I'm impressed. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off any makeup that has fallen, but the fallout really isn't bad at all. This palette's actually a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. I would definitely rate the palette, like the colors that I used, probably a 7.5, 8 out of 10. Pretty good palette, and I really like this look I was able to create. I love a good burgundy this time of year, and gold is just like timeless in my opinion. I know smoked liner is really in right now, and I wanted to test out this Revlon Color Stay. This is in the color black. This is what it looks like, and it has like a little bit of a rubbery smudger on the end. I haven't used one of these in so long, especially with the rubber smudger. So I kind of just want to see what the tea is, what it's like. It's looking pretty sharp right now. The only problem I have with the tips like this is like you can't really sharpen them that much because they are like it's not a pencil, it's a push-up top. So that's my only qualm with it, is like, you know, how do you get it sharp? So I'm gonna go ahead and make like a line here on both sides just so I have like a sharp wing. So let's go ahead and do that right now. And let's start to smudge it. Let's see if it is easy to smudge. It's actually not that bad. When I am smudging liner, I try to keep my brush and the tip as close to the lash line as possible. That way there's actually room to smudge it out. All right, just trying to smudge the liner out a little bit more. I can always clean this up too with concealer and a wipe, so I'm not really too worried about being extremely messy because I'll just probably clean that up anyway. Okay, let me clean up the sides here because it's really hard for me to tell. Okay, that's cute. This is not that bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think this cost me like $3, you know? And the smudger is actually pretty good on it. I like that it has a little bit of an angle there, so that way you can go in and really get in the wing. Probably would rate this one a 7 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye off camera. That way we save a little bit of time. I don't know if these are necessarily new lashes, but I have not seen anybody talking about these lashes. I mentioned them once before in a YouTube video, but they are seriously my favorite drugstore lashes ever. I would even say that they take like the #1 spot of my favorite lashes currently, false lashes. These are the Ardell Naked Lash in the style 421. They are so wispy, so beautiful. I love the way they look. They look like you have your lashes done professionally without actually getting them done. So let's pop them on and I'll actually show you guys because I am really obsessed with these. So the band is invisible and I feel like that's good, especially for beginners, with anybody that's new with putting on false lashes. But this is what they look like. I trimmed a little bit off the edges. I'm just gonna let the glue get a little bit tacky and pop this on and you guys will see, like, I'm blown away that more people aren't talking about these Ardell Naked Lashes. I mean, maybe they are. Honestly, I feel like my life revolves around makeup so much. In my spare time, I'm not really looking up more makeup. From what I've seen on my excursions, I have not seen anybody talking about this at all. So let's go right on in and apply it and pop these right on. And I'm just squeezing my natural lash, my real lash, with the Ardell lashes. Look at these, y'all. Look at how pretty they are. And every time I have them on, my DMs are mainly about like what style lash I'm wearing. And I'm telling you, these are so pretty. And for anybody wondering, that is approximately how much I took off of the end of the lash. I usually save it so that way I can line it up with the other lash. But I do actually take a little bit off more on my left eye for some reason. I think it's just the way that my eye is shaped on my left eye. So I have to cut a little bit more. I honestly reach for these more than I even do my Lilly Lashes, which is big because when I do my full glam, I'm always using my Lilly Lashes. The glue is tacky, just like that Christmas decoration behind me. So let's pop this on. I'm telling you, these lashes, they are so good. They're so good. And I've actually even added mascara to them before, and they totally look fine afterwards too. And like I said, I love that there's a clear band. That makes such a difference, especially for the days where you don't want to wear liner and have lashes on. So let's finally move on to our foundation, honey. So many of you told me that I needed to try the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. Apparently it's a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury like no filtery thingy majiggy. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit of this to the face, and I'm not gonna do too much just because I'm not trying to have like insanely glowiness underneath. Let's just apply some. The color I also got is 902, which is light glow. I don't know if that makes a difference for anyone, but that is the color I am using. And I'm kind of just wiping it all over. It definitely does give the skin somewhat of a nice natural glow. It's not too luminous. I was a little bit worried when it said like Lumi on it. I was like, oh God, I'm gonna look like a freaking highlighter. Okay, so I put a little bit of it on. Honestly, this to me feels like it would be a nice no makeup kind of a vibe. Also, I could see this being really great as a primer too, which is the way that we're going to be using it. But it definitely does have my skin glowing quite a bit. I don't know if it's translating on camera, but it doesn't have that like, oh, let me just put highlighter drops like the iconic London ones. It doesn't have that vibe, which I'm very happy about because I'm not trying to like literally look like the Tin Man here with highlighter all over me. For foundation, I actually am not sure which one we want to use today. I have the Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer, which I've never used, and I also have the CoverGirl Clean Liquid Foundation, which I've also never used. Ooh, that smells horrible. The CoverGirl one smells really, really weird. Let's use the Maybelline one. Let's use the Maybelline Tinted Moisturizer. The color I'm using is 118, and it also has aloe in it. That's kind of cool. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dot this all over the face. Since it is a tinted moisturizer, I'm assuming it's gonna be more on the hydrating side, so that's why I'm kind of just applying dots all over. So I'm gonna go in with my Artiste brush. This is the oval number 7, and I'm just gonna give this a nice little whirl. I think the color I got is a little bit too light, but that's okay. It'll probably blend in better once I add my bronzer and my blush and all that. This actually looks really nice with the L'Oreal underneath it, the Lumi. I also just wanna say, like, I have been noticing all of the really nice comments on me switching up my content lately and trying new things out, and a lot of you guys are here for the lifestyle things, and I just want to say thank you so much for being cool with content like that. And I also want to reassure you, I'm not gonna stop doing beauty, I promise. It's just like, you know, I've been doing beauty for like 6 years now, 5-6 years, so it's been a really long time, and sometimes it can get like a little bit repetitive, especially when I don't necessarily always have things that are new to test out or whatever it may be, you know, right? Like even just makeup techniques. So I just want to really say thank you. I see all of the really nice comments from people saying that they love the new videos, and again, like, thank you guys so much, because it means a lot that you like me for me and not just my makeup videos. So thanks. I'm gonna just add a little bit more product underneath the eyes where I feel like I need a little bit more coverage, and I'm actually gonna use my beauty blender for this and just tap it in. This is actually wearing really nicely. And also keep in mind, you know, like whenever I have a foundation that's a tinted moisturizer, I like to let you guys know, like, I don't currently have any acne or a lot of discoloration or any of that going on. I'm very, very, very lucky with my skin, so the way that it looks on me obviously is not gonna look the way that it does on everyone else, whereas like I can get away with having light coverage on a tinted moisturizer. Some people might want more full coverage, so just keep that in mind whenever I talk about tinted moisturizers. But this one so far, I really like the way it looks, and it really is hydrating, and it does not feel heavy or cakey at all. So first impression, without even seeing it dry or blend with anything else, I'll have to say I'm gonna rate it a 8 out of 10. But let's apply our concealer and see what else is going on. For concealer, I'm gonna go in with the Catrice True Skin High Cover Concealer. This is waterproof. It also has hyaluronic acid in it, and it's 18-hour wear, and it's hydrating. I love a hydrating concealer. This is in the shade, what shade are you? Neutral Biscuit. So let's apply this all over. Ooh, it feels nice. It's definitely hydrating feeling. I have another color here that is a little bit lighter. I'm just gonna add to bring a little bit more brightness to my under eye, because I feel like it looks a little bit dull right now. So I'm gonna let this sit for a minute. I always like to let my concealer sit. This is definitely not a new technique, but something that I've been doing more recently. And pretty much you kind of just let your concealer sit. That way it gets more coverage in the areas where you're applying it. And since this is a hydrating concealer, since I've never used it before, I do feel comfortable letting it sit, because it's not matte. It's not just gonna like dry down and stay in one spot, unless if maybe I'm completely wrong and it does, and then we don't like it, but we'll see. It has been about 2 minutes. It is time to distribute the concealer. Oh yeah, you could totally let it sit. It is hydrating AF. Everything on my face feels so lightweight right now. I feel like I'm blending nothing. That looks really freaking nice, y'all. I actually like the concealer more than I like the Maybelline foundation. I think it looks really good. I am gonna set it. Let's see how it sets. For powder, I just want to make a disclaimer. I am going to use Laura Mercier just because I want to see how it sets with powder I know already works for me. I don't want to do too many different things of trying, because then I feel like it gives me kind of like a harder impression of it, or like not as accurate. So let's go ahead Just gonna add a little bit. Lately, powder has been very weird underneath my eyes, so anything that makes my under eyes look really nice with powder is gonna be a new staple, if you know what I'm saying. The under eyes are set. Let's now go back in and do our under eyes. So let's pick back up the Meg Thee Stallion Revlon palette, and I'm gonna be taking this peach shade and this maroon shade and mixing them together underneath the eyes. I'm gonna be using a very thin brush. This is a Sigma Line Perfector. E68 is what it is. And let's lay down our first shade. And our second shade. I always really love doing the lower lash because I feel like it makes such a difference. I'm gonna go ahead now and use a fluffy brush and just blend out any harsh edges. Ugh, I just got that in my eye. I'm also gonna blend the inner part of the shadow right here, so that way it blends in with my foundation better too, because we did do our eyes first. I'm gonna take the black smudging liner and use it in my waterline. That way it kind of follows the line of my liner a little bit better. I'm like, don't tear up. For mascara on the lower lashes, I am gonna go, oh wait, no, we gotta add a little bit of our gold. What am I thinking here? I'm all discombobulated. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of that Meg Thee Stallion gold shade to our inner corner. Same thing over here, just a little bit to the inner corner and lower lash line. I actually think I want to take this lighter gold shade and work it in the tear duct moment. Do like an inner corner gold moment. Can also use this underneath the brow to add a little bit of a brow highlight. Now for mascara, we're gonna go in with Maybelline Sky High, one of my all-time favorites for the lower lash. If you have oily under eyes or oily eyelids, I recommend using the waterproof one. Me, however, I'm the driest of the dry skin, so I can get away with using the regular one, not waterproof. Waterproof mascara freaks me out. I saw this bronzer popping off on TikTok, on YouTube. It is the Revlon Skin Lights, and it's a prismatic bronzer, aka it's illuminated bronzer. And I'm not a fan of illuminated bronzers, but this was the last one at the drugstore. The lady at the store was saying she almost checks one out every day. So I was kind of like, listen, I gotta try it even though I don't like shimmery bronzers. These stickers are the bane of my existence. So the color I got was 115 Sun-Kissed Beam. This is what it looks like. You can already tell it's kind of like definitely more illuminated than what I normally wear. I need to, I gotta get out of my shell a little bit. Gotta try some other products. So let's go on in. I'm gonna use a Laura Lee Los Angeles brush. This is the L14. And let's just start applying it, patting it on. This was the last shade they had, and like literally the last one. So I really got lucky that I was even able to grab this up at the drugstore. It's actually not as illuminated as I thought it was gonna be because, it definitely has like a little bit of a luminous vibe to it, but the way that it looks in the packaging is way more luminous than what it actually applies on the skin. So that's actually pretty good. I don't like luminous bronzers. I've never been a big fan, and I'm just really piling it up because honestly, I probably, if we lived in a perfect world and I was able to get the bronzer of like a little bit deeper and there was actually options there, then I think I would have been better off using a darker color. But I do have to like really build it up because I do think I got too similar of a color to my actual skin tone. So, but it is working out. Like I am able to layer it, so that's pretty good. I'm actually impressed with how nice this bronzer looks. Wow, hot damn. Revlon, I see you. You on your hot girl shit, Revlon. What I like to do is take my sponge that I've used to apply my concealer, foundation, whatever, and I always like to just clean up underneath my contour because sometimes we can get a little messy, you know what I'm saying? That looks really nice. Like I said, I really do think I should have gotten a shade darker, but this was all that was there. This is probably the first luminous bronzer I've ever liked in the history of me being on YouTube, so let's give it up. Let's do a round of applause. Dare I say, this is a 10 out of 10 for me? Wow. I'm gonna just bronze the sides of my nose a little bit. I haven't been contouring my nose like I used to just because I've been having problems with products staying on my nose. It's a whole other story I'll bore you about another time. So I've actually never tried this highlighter from Physicians Formula, and I actually really do like Physicians Formula as a drugstore brand. I think they're pretty great, and I know they have like really good ingredients in their products. This is the Butternut Butter Buddies highlighter, and the shade I got is Golden Nude. This is what it looks like. Oh the fallout is insane. I don't know if you guys were able to see that. I just got it all over my Skims leggings, so that's fun. Be careful with the fallout. Whoa, that is glowing. I really don't even wear highlighter as much anymore either. Okay, the fallout is actually a lot. I don't know if you guys can't even see it because the powder is so light, but I would definitely say be careful with it. But damn, that is a nice highlighter. And especially since I don't really wear highlighters that much anymore, the fact that I like this one is, you know, means a little something. I would say it's probably an 8 out of 10 for me. Disclaimer. I actually don't know if this is a drugstore product. It was in the drugstore section at Ulta, so that's why I picked it up. It looked super, super, super interesting. This is by a brand called Undone Beauty, and this is a lip to cheek palette 3-in-1 color cream. So I really wanted to try this. This is in the shade Rosy. It's vegan and cruelty free. So let's go on in. Ooh, this is what it looks like. Really like the color a lot. Back of the Beauty Blender. Ooh. Pigmented for sure, and isn't making my foundation separate because I did apply this over powder, so less is more for sure. Learning that the hard way. That looks really, really nice. I gotta blend more on this side. This looks really nice. Wow. Hit a little bit on the nose. Why not? You know what I'm saying? That looks really nice. It also added a really nice glow. I'm gonna just use a brush with no product on it to just kind of dull down the shine a little bit. That looks really, really good. All right, let's move on to our lips, and we're pretty much done. Wow. I added some lip liner. This is from ColourPop. I figured you guys wouldn't be mad because it's very affordable at ColourPop. This is the Lippy Pencil in the shade Pitch. And the lipstick we're gonna be using today is from Milani, and it's part of their new like fall lipstick collection. I love the packaging. I love that it matches the inside of the lipstick as well. Gotta get off this little... There we go. The shade that I got is in 450 Desire. This is what it looks like. Ooh, it's pretty. Let's apply it. I got it on my teeth. Wow, this is a creamy formula. Really pretty lippy. 10 out of 10 for the lippy. Wow. Okay, let me zoom you guys on out and give you some of my final thoughts. All right, you guys, here's our finished look. I really love the way that everything came out. I would say for me, what I probably would stay away from, even though like I didn't even try it, was this CoverGirl Clean because of how just like horrible it smells. Like it's something, like it smells like poison ivy lotion. It's weird. It's a very weird smell. Also, one other thing I would say is just in general, like the Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer, yes, it's really, really, really nice, but I don't feel like it's giving me the oomph that I need, if you know what I'm saying. So I would definitely leave this as a 6.57 rating. It's definitely something that I think is really nice to quickly even out the skin tone, but I'm not like dying over it or anything. I think the biggest things for me was the CoverGirl brow products. I really liked the Revlon Meg Thee Stallion palette. I absolutely loved the Revlon Skin Lights, and the Milani Lippy in the shade 450 Desires. Oh, and of course, the lashes. I definitely want to try out more drugstore products for you guys, so please let me know down below if this is a video you like. Maybe next time I can do like half face of drugstore and half face of high-end and give you guys some more dupes. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like what you see, please consider subscribing. I will see you guys next time. Bye!